Hello and welcome to the Sports Update. Norwood's 3 tournament teams were knocked out of their respective playoff teams this week. Last Friday, girls soccer hosted Billerica for the first round of the tournament, and what a game it was. Both teams showed their defensive ability throughout the whole game. Senior captain Cece Venditti and Sam Marine were strong on the back end for the Mustangs and were able to contain the strong Billerica offense. After regulation, both teams were still knotted at 0 and headed into overtime. In overtime, they had plenty of opportunities, and sophomore Trisha Watkowski was up to the task in goal. After 2 overtime periods, the game was still knotted at 0, and they headed into penalty kicks. Unfortunately, the ball did not bounce the Mustangs' way, and Billerica netted 4 goals to Norwood's 1. Great season by the girls' soccer team. Later that night, the football team made the long trip north to the number 1 seeded Marblehead Magicians. Marblehead got on the board early in the first quarter with a short touchdown pass. Then in the second, still up 7-0, the Magicians again showed off their offensive passing attack. This time it was a 61-yard touchdown pass on a seam route down the middle of the field. On the ensuing kickoff, Brian Mateo received the ball on the Mustang 10-yard line, and Brian did what he's been doing all season. He found a seam, broke 1 tackle, and was off to the races. Mateo had 2 men to beat and seemed to be in the clear for a 90-yard touchdown when one of the Magician defenders tripped him. The dangerous play was not called a penalty, and it wasn't an issue for the Mustangs as they were still able to punch in a short touchdown run, making the score 14-7. The defense was on display for both teams, exchanging turnovers late in the half and in the third. Then, late in the third quarter, the Magicians pulled off some 4th down magic, tossing a 3rd touchdown pass of the game. It stayed that way through the 4th, and the game ended 21-7 Marblehead, knocking the Mustangs out of the playoffs. The field hockey team traveled to neighboring Westwood Tuesday night for their second round matchup. This was the 3rd matchup of the season for the 2 teams, with Westwood taking the first 2 decisions 6-0 and 4-0, but as most coaches know, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. Both teams shared their opportunities early, and then the Wolverines were awarded a penalty shot, and Kendall Blomquist got one past Norwood's Talia Frucci. The Mustangs absolutely battled out the remaining 3 quarters, but couldn't find the back of the net. The game unfortunately ended 1-0, ending the season for the girls. Obviously a great performance compared to the first 2 games, and an amazing season by the field hockey team. Then, we had some good news on the Hill as senior girls basketball star Megan Obrey signed her official letter of intent to play at Division I powerhouse Villanova. For Obrey's, it's been a day she's been looking forward to for a very long time.
I don't even know. It's so surreal, like finally it actually happening.
There was a large group on hand for the event, including family and friends, and Obrey's knows she wouldn't get to this point without all of her support.
My friends and family, thank you to all of them. They supported me through everything, and all my coaches I've had, and everyone who's trained me. Just huge thanks to them.
Congrats, Megan. We look forward to seeing you and the rest of the girls on the basketball team tear up the hard court this winter. Well, that's all for sports. Make sure to follow us on social media for Thanksgiving broadcast information.